Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Halloween, October 31st, 2024. There's a lot going on, but there was a midnight filing in the criminal case against Sean Diddy Combs. The prosecutors are saying that his bid for gag orders in the criminal case is an attempt to win his civil cases, which are piling up. This was a long filing. We wrote it up literally right at midnight after it was filed. Now, in the civil cases, there's been a development. We've been reporting for some time how different judges are dealing differently with the issue of synonymous Doe plaintiffs. And some accepted it, some said you had to file a memo. Now they filed an identical memo in all of the cases here, saying why it should be without a name. Most judges have said, okay, serve it, and the defendants, meaning Combs and his various companies, and in some cases Marriott, can respond after 30 days and argue. But one judge, Mary Kay Viscoso, has said no. She turned it down and she turned it down and said, if you don't refile it with the name, I'm going to dismiss it. This is after the memo, and the memos are identical. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Can they just refile that one? Is it dismissed without prejudice? It's hard to understand, but you can find it all on Inner City Press. Now, on the Eric Adams front, he's going to be in. His case is up tomorrow at 2:00. We're going to be there. In the run-up, his lawyer Alex Spiro has doubled down on the leaking by prosecutors of grand jury information, going all the way back to the cases of Skelos and Silver. So there's a very historical filing here, and Eric Adams is trying to put himself in a long line of corrupt New York State politicians. Will it work for him? I don't know. Again, he may be hoping for a pardon. That's the other docket we're following, but you'll just have to read Inner City Press to read up on that one. We covered yesterday, Mohammed Bahi, by the way, the staffer of Eric Adams, he's asked for yet more time to find co-signers. They seem to be disputing the financial strength of his co-signers, the names of which are not given. Of course, names were given for Sam Bankman-Fried. And speaking of which, Nishad Singh yesterday got no jail time in an hour-long sentencing. That is to say, a relatively short sentencing compared to Carolyn Ellison and certainly Bankman-Fried himself. It was a love fest. He cooperated. He's a philanthropist. He's a wonderful guy. I went back to not just the thread of the live tweeted thread, but a book that Inner City Press put out called Crypto Criminals, and it turned out on cross-examination he acknowledged that FTX money was lent to his parents, who were in court and praised. I don't know whatever happened with the money. It would seem important to try to track that down. Again, it's not to be vindictive. It's just to say, if you made a lot of money through a fraud, you should definitely get less if you cooperate. Should you get no time? I mean, I don't know. I guess it does definitely. The prosecutors love it because it encourages more cooperation. But is it right? I'm not sure. I'll tell you what's not right. The United Nations, incredible. They fail in country after country. I'm not even talking just about Gaza and Ukraine. I'm talking about Mali, Haiti. They get thrown out of countries, and then they waggle their finger and say you can be thrown out of the organization if you don't, if you exercise your right to say, wait a second, we're not run by the UN. And then when the press tries to ask about it, they have the press beaten up and banned, as Inner City Press finds itself even today. But we will not rest, and we continue to report on them and get scoops from dissatisfied and whistleblowing UN staff. And we simply will not rest. 2 law firms have written to them. They've blown it off. We're keeping coming. And this is Halloween. Happy Halloween. To be continued.